Yeah.
Alright lads, so I've said a few times that I'm getting the car painted, and I'm actually now getting it painted. So I did say that I would go through all the reasons why I'm getting it painted, because when people say it at shows, when they say it at mates, when they say picture on Instagram videos, it looks mint. It's not mint at all. The car's now done 59,500 miles. It's got stone chips, it's got dent, it's rough. Like, to be fair, it's a 10-year-old car and it's done pretty much 60,000 miles. It's currently on the original paint, but that's why it's so rough. So I know there's loads of people like, oh, you need to leave the original paint. It's got to have it doesn't have to have the original paint. It's 60,000 miles. It's a daily driver and it's 10-year-old. It's gonna be rough, and I'd rather have it with not the original paint than it be rough. Does that make sense? So we'll jump out the car and I'll show you the main reasons why it needs a full paint job. So I've been looking, so there are some panels that don't need painting, but there's more panels that need painting that don't need painting. And if you're just getting bits done, you've then got the risk of the colour not matching, or you can tell it's being painted. Whereas if you get a decent full shoot, then it's just going to be like it's rolled out the factory. So let's go and have a look and we'll see what I'm talking about. So I'll have to start by saying the car is absolutely minging still. Like, I haven't washed it. Look at the state of this. Ooh. Right. So the big things, right? The main thing on these cars is the rear arches, which I've talked about before. And if you look, you can see this rear arch is completely shot to shit. So that is really bad. Damn! See all the rust there. It's because there's nothing in between the bumper and the rear quarter, so it rubs like that, and over time it just takes the paint off. The other side's not as bad, but you can see that it's starting. So there's a big chunk there, and I'd rather get it done before it gets worse. Here you can see all the paint is starting to come off. Now that's because the other wheels have got a much wider offset, and because of the wider offset, all the stone chips, it's just taken all the lacquer off up here, and the paint started peeling, and that looks absolutely horrendous. And that's the same on both sides. It's probably worse on this side. Doesn't matter that I'm rubbing a dirty car because it's getting painted anyway, so yeah. So if we move around to the front, you can see this is the front of the bonnet. You've got all these nasty stone chips that have started to rust, and these are all over the bonnet. Like, there's loads of them. There's a big one there, and the further up the bonnet. But the bumper itself, if you can see, all of this just looks like dead flies, but it's not. All of these are stone chips. The front bumper is absolutely shot to shit. It's really, really bad. Getting loads of hate for these fog lights on the fog light video. Never mind. So another thing at the front end, I've got a short plate on, and if you can see, this is actually a wrap, this bit here. The reason being is whichever clamp it's had the car behind before me, there's about 6 holes here where they've drilled it for the plate. So I've had to wrap that, so all of this front piece needs painting, so it's getting painted anyway, but both sides, it's just full of holes. So I need to get that whole piece filled and painted. It's the same story at the back as well. So this side's got about 5 holes and this side's got about 5 holes. That's why I haven't got a short plate on the back, because there's not really a lot you can do with it. It's an absolute bodge job underneath, honestly. There's so many holes, it's ridiculous. All this back bumper is scratched, nothing major, but it's rough. Look at the state of it. She's a dirty bitch. So yeah, the back, the boot needs painting. So that's the bumper, the boot, and then at the front you've got the bonnet and the bumper definitely need doing. Then on this arch, you can see here, oh god, it is dirty. You've got this massive stone chip or whatever it is, so that needs doing. Driver's door, you can see along the edge where it's like being opened onto something, looks rough, so the driver's door needs doing. So if we move on to the passenger door, this one has been hit and it's been repaired really, really badly. I don't even know what the fucking hell they've done there, but that's bad. So that's the bonnet and the front bumper, the passenger door, the rear quarter where that big chip was, and the arch, the rear bumper, the boot, and the door. This quarter needs doing because of the arch. So really, the only things that don't need painting are the wings. Now, what would be the point in not doing the wings if you're doing everything else? So this will get painted up here because it all ties in to the rear quarter. The roof's not going to get done. The roof's actually immaculate, and I'm wanting it wrapped in black anyway. So yeah, that's kind of an honest overview of why the car's getting painted. A lot of people will not be honest about how rough the car is, but I'm not bothered. And to be fair, I don't know why I'm getting so much hate about the fog lights, because I think they look nice. Doesn't anyone agree? So also the side skirts as well, so you can see scrapes along there. They've got them all the way along, and it's on both sides as well. So yeah, side skirts need doing too. And the door, inside the doors, because that's a big scrape. So while we're here as well, can we just take a minute to appreciate this? Oh, it's nice, isn't it? Look at the state of it. Oh, it's minging, it's minging. So like I said, it's everything really, bar the roof, needs attention. So I don't see the point in getting little bits done here and little bits done there. I might as well get the car done properly. So the plan is to get another car, as I've mentioned a few times. I've started actually looking. So I went and viewed one yesterday. I went and viewed a Mondeo ST diesel. But it was an absolute pig. Like, when I say a pig, it was a pig. It looked amazing in the pictures. I'll stick a couple of pictures in now. But when we got there, the bodywork was rough, like really rough. And there was, which I wasn't really bothered about. It was a 2000 and, I want to say it was like a 56 plate. So the bodywork I wasn't too bothered about, as long as it wasn't like dropping to bits. But then we looked underneath, and the hole underneath was just covered in oil. Took the plastic cover off the engine, and it looked like the injectors were fucked because there was just oil everywhere. It was just an absolute pig. Started up, it was rattly, it was squeaky. So yeah, it wasn't for me. So this will be coming off the road. I'll be getting something to drive every day, and this will be getting parked up for the winter. So I've mentioned previously that I want to take the car off the road so I can do a lot of the stuff that I can't do with it being my daily driver, like get it painted, get the underneath done. So I've had the underneath undersealed as well. I don't know if I mentioned that. So the underneath's now being undersealed. So it's all like watertight, everything's protected under there, replaced a few parts, cleaned it up a bit underneath. So get the top done, and then, you know, once the paintwork's done, get the wheels back on. I'm looking at brake kits, so I want a big brake kit, and I want a new exhaust and all that sort of stuff I can do while the car's off the road. So when it comes to the paintwork, there's only one person I let touch my car, and it's a good friend of mine. He's going to be doing that. I'll be honest with you, it's an expensive thing to get done. You can get it done cheaper, but never ever scrimp on bodywork. So it's going to be around £2,800. Not going to hide it. It's going to be nearly £3 to get all the bodywork done. But then the car is going to be pristine. So that'll be the underneath done. The engine bay needs a little bit of attention, and the bodywork will be perfect. Obviously the wheels that I took off last video, or the video before, they're immaculate. So once you put it all together, it's going to look nice. But I just need to buy something to drive about in every day now. And I think this video goes to show that you can make any car look mint on Instagram and in videos, because I know where all the imperfections are in my car. So when I'm filming it, I purposely miss some of the stuff out, like the back arches. You'll struggle to find a video where I'm close up on the back arches. But if you look at any pictures that I've posted on Instagram, or that I've been tagged in on Instagram of the car, it always looks like a proper show queen, but it's not. It's rough. I've never tried to hide the fact that it's not a perfect example. It's rough around the edges, but like I say, a 60,000 mile 10-year-old, it's not going to still have the factory paint in perfect condition. If you're getting a car with 5,000, 6,000 mile on, you might get one with the original paint in perfect condition. That's not what this is. That's not what this was ever meant to be. The reason that I'm getting the paintwork done now is because, as you can see from the arches and the stone chips on the bonnet, stuff's starting to rust. I'm not bothered about it having imperfections. That's not why I'm getting it painted. I don't want it to be one of those perfect cars that you're scared to drive. I want to still be able to drive it, but I don't want it to start rotting. So that's why it's getting done. And then because I'm getting the arches and the bonnet done, it makes sense to get the bumpers done because of the stone chips. The back bumper obviously needs doing anyway because of where all the paint's like peeling down the arch. And then you just kind of think, well, if I'm getting that done, then I get this done, then I get that done. So that's why I'm going for a full shoot. But it's not to make it a perfect example, because this is never ever going to be a perfect concourse example. It's got 60,000 mile on. The interior's got bits where it's not perfect. The interior is in good condition, but it's not in perfect condition. The engine bay is never going to be a show winner. I'm just doing it now to preserve it because it's at that age now where it needs looking after. And that's going to wrap today's video up. I hope you found it useful. It was a very truthful video. Not many people will show you how bad the car is, but it's just a car at the end of the day, isn't it? So thank you very much for watching. Thanks to all the new subscribers. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. It does help the channel out. Please like the video. Leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are. Do you think it's the right thing to do? Do you not think it's the right thing to do? I know you're very honest because you've been absolutely brutal about the fog light covers. I like the fog light covers. You know, I'm not going to take them off just because other people don't like them. I might not leave them on forever, but for the time being, I like the fog light covers. They are, it's my car. I like it to look a little bit different, and they're not going to be to everyone's taste, but if everyone had the same taste in cars, the world would be a boring place. So yeah, I'm leaving them where they are. If you don't like them, I'm sorry, but it's my car and I like them, so there you go. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Yeah.